Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. So today we are wrapping up the beginner planner series, and we are going to spend a little bit of time talking about printing and cutting and punching inserts, either the ones you have bought from like places like Etsy, or you've gotten them as a freebie, or you created them. So I'm just going to show you some examples. I'm not going to do a ton of cutting. I'm going to show you some examples, and then I'll do a quick walkthrough of printing from your home computer, because there are a few tips and tricks that'll make it a little bit easier. So the first thing I want to talk about is printing and cutting printables, planner inserts, right? So a lot of people do this. I hope, but when they talk about printing inserts for Happy Planner, most people, I would say, on YouTube in the planning community, they use a Happy Planner Classic. And so what that means is they are using inserts that are measured at 7 inches by 9¼ inches. And so if you wanted to print your own inserts, either you bought something from Etsy or you got something as a freebie, a lot of people struggle to figure out, well, how do I print it that size? And this is the thing, guys. You don't cut your paper first. You print your insert on a normal 8½ by 11 size page. And you print it on that page in the size, at the size that you need to cut it. That's how printable inserts typically work. Now, depending on your printer and the printing system that you're using on your computer, or how the design is created based on where you bought it, you might have these cut marks in the corner, right here. And that kind of tells you, it gives you a guide as to where you're supposed to cut. But it's best to just measure it using a paper trimmer when you're cutting it. I use that as a rough guide, and then I cut mine. So this is how that works, right? So let me just give you a quick walkthrough, because I sell planner inserts. So I'm going to use mine as an example. If you go to my Etsy shop and you're like, oh, I liked that planner insert that Eva used on her video, and I want to go ahead and buy that one. Then you go to my Etsy store and you're like, okay, I bought this insert. It was a couple of bucks. I downloaded it. Now what do I do? When you print out the insert, you need to make sure that your printer setting is set to print at 100%, or it's set to print at actual size. That depends on your computer and your print dialog box. And I'm going to walk through that at the end of this video. But it needs to be 100% or actual size, because most printers are going to automatically try to adjust this image to fit the entire page. So they're going to expand it, and you're not going to ask them to do that. And you're not going to know that they do that until you print it out. And you're going to be like, oh, that's too big. It's too big, because you need to make sure it says 100% or either actual size. Once you do that, it's going to print at that 7 by 9¼ size, and then you trim it and punch it. That's how you do it. But you don't need to buy special paper to do it. You can just print on regular paper. That's how planner inserts work. And yeah, like I said, I'll do a walkthrough of that later. But to give you an idea of what I mean, most of my inserts, I won't say all, because some people prefer the cut marks and some people don't. But most of my inserts come with these cut marks, right? It'll be a PDF file and they'll have these cut marks on here. So you don't have to worry about whether or not your printer or your Adobe software will add them. So this is for Happy Planner Classic size. I'm going to use my trimmer to trim this down, and I'm going to use the cut marks as a guide, right? So as the first guide, I'm going to try and cut off the top of that cut mark, and I'm just going to make sure I'm not going to cut into my text. So I didn't really measure anything on that one, right? I just used the cut mark as a guide. right? Because that's where it should be on the top. Now the other ones, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure. So I know that lengthwise, this needs to be 9 1/4. And I have a little mark on my trimmer to help me do that. Easily line it up, but you know, it's marked here, you know, on the trimmer itself. So 9 1/4. So I'm measuring now. I'm not necessarily using the cut mark. I used the cut mark for the first cut, and now I'm measuring. And so I'll cut it at 9 1/4. And now this page is the correct length. Now I have to make sure it's the correct width. So I'll turn it around and I'm going to use the cut mark again. I'm going to cut. I can see the cut mark here, right? It's hard to see a little bit because it's kind of cut off, but you see that little black mark? Okay, I'm going to cut that off. So I'm going to cut right at the end of that cut mark. Right, so I'm using it as a guide, and now the next cut I'm going to measure. I know that my width has to be 7 inches, so I'm going to put it at 7, put it here, and I'm going to use my trimmer, and I'm going to cut it. So now this is cut down to Happy Planner Classic size. Now all I have to do is punch it. So I'm going to sit this to the side because before I punch, the other thing I want to say to you is if you are printing inserts for a Happy Planner big, you don't have to cut anything because the big size Happy Planners are 8 1/2 by 11. That's the size of their pages. So you don't have to cut, you just have to punch. Okay, so now that I've cut or trimmed my page down to size, I am going to use my Happy Planner punch right here. And I get this punch. They're about $40 to $50 if you buy them regular price. I never buy mine regular price. I bought this on sale at Michael's when it was like 50% off, and I got it for like 20 bucks. So, okay, I am going to go ahead, take my pages, and I'm going to line it up with one of my markers right here that come already printed on the punch. That's the beauty of using a Happy Planner punch. And I am just going to line the bottom up with the white line. Push it all the way in. Punch it. And now I have an insert that I can just pop into my planner. Okay, and that is the appropriate size. So now I am going to take my planner. This insert was for my business planner. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. Sorry, I have a lot of little notes in here. I'm going to go ahead and take this and just kind of punch it into my business planner. Okay? And it fits. Happy Planner Classic size. Perfect size, right? And that's all you have to do to make Happy Planner Classic size pages. So I'm going to take this out. Give me just a minute. And we will continue. So let me sit this to the side and talk to you a little bit about punches. So my punch failed. That was that big noise you heard. Happy Planner Classic punches. Like I said, they cost about $40 to $50 regular price. You can always catch them like 40 or 50% off at Michael's. They have sales like every 2 weeks. And so catch it when you get it at that price and you can get yourself a good deal. The thing with the Happy Planner punch though is that you really can only punch like 1 or 2 pages at a time. So if you're trying to set up a whole planner like I frequently do, it'll take you a long time. Well, not a long time, but it'll take you about 5 or 10 minutes to punch through all your pages. And just be patient, because if you try to put too many pages in here, you're going to break the punch, and you don't want to break a tool that you spent $50 on. But in order to make your planner inserts, you guys, you need to have some way to do mushroom punches, and this is probably the most common way if you are a creative planner. Another option is to use something like the arc punch. The arc punch is a mushroom hole punch, but it's not quite as user friendly as the Happy Planner punch. For one thing, you're gonna have to like do your own measurements, right? There's no lines here to tell you where to line stuff up. So you're going to have to do that on your own. I have a little mark here. You can't really see it, but I have a mark. Let's see here. You can see a little bit when it flashes in black permanent marker that tells me where I need to line up my paper so that I can get it to punch and fit the Happy Planner discs. And that was kind of trial and error. I just used some scratch paper to do that. This will punch up to about 8 or 9 pages at a time. So this makes your punching much faster. And that's why people will use something like this. You can buy the Arc Punch or the Levenger Punch and it'll do the same thing. So this is a little bit more heavy duty and you can punch more at one time than you can the Happy Planner. However, there is a difference, and I'm going to use some scratch paper to show you the difference in the holes that are punched. So the Arc Punches, and I think the Levenger Punches as well, the stem on the Mushroom Punch is much shorter than it is on the Happy Planner Punch. Well, not much. I'd say about 1/8 of an inch. So if I put this page in here, I'll show you what I mean. And I push it all the way in, right? And then I punch it. Oops, here we go. All the way in, and then I punch it. You're going to get nice mushroom punches, okay? Now, if I take, you lock this. If I take the Happy Planner Punch, and I do the same thing, right? Same type of paper, line it up, put it all the way to the back. Very nice Happy Planner mushroom punches. But if you look at the stems, you see this stem, which is that long part right below the mushroom, on the Arc Punch is a little bit shorter than what the stem is on the Happy Planner Punch. Okay, see them next to each other? Now, when you put them in your planner, you're not going to notice that much of a difference, if I'm being honest with you. But it is something to be aware of. So you can adjust for this by trimming off an extra 1/8 of an inch. I don't ever do that. I don't notice it enough to bother me. But when you use the Arc Punch or Levenger Punch, you might notice your page sticks out a little bit further than if you use the Happy Planner Punch. And if you want to adjust for that, just instead of cutting it at 7, cut it like at 6 7/8 or something, and it'll kind of balance out. But again, I don't even go to that hassle. It's not that big of a deal for me. So, you know, I just don't go to that hassle. But you could if you want to. But however, that's why people will sometimes use an alternate punch, because they can punch more at once and it's not, you know, it doesn't take as much time as if you were using the Happy Planner Punch. Okay, so let's take a quick look at printing stickers. So that was printing inserts, right? And like I said, I'm going to pause here because before we look at these stickers, I am going to do a walkthrough of printing those inserts for you, and I'll probably insert it right now. And then after that walkthrough, we'll talk about these stickers. Okay guys, so I am going to do a quick walkthrough of how you adjust your printer settings to print Happy Planner Classic size and what that looks like. I'm not going to go into how you make printables, but how do you print them once you've gotten them. Either you've bought them from a place like Etsy, I have my store pulled up here as an example, or you got it free from Google or somebody sent you a freebie. Whatever the case may be, you're trying to print it and adjust it to Happy Planner Classic size. How does that work? Let's start with probably the most common way you may get printables, and that's buying something from someone, either directly or from Etsy. So let's look at my budget printable that I have available in my Etsy store. Usually when you are buying planner inserts from almost any store on Etsy, they are going to tell you in the description what sizes they are available for you. In this case, I've put classic and big size, and this is very common if you're buying planner inserts, because using a Happy Planner Classic is just very common in the decorative planning community. So that's what you want to look for, is what size do they provide. Once you buy their product, for example, when you buy mine, you will get several files in your digital download. They can be packaged any different type of way, just depends on the seller. Sometimes they're in a zip file, sometimes they're packaged separately. Etsy has some pretty strict upload guidelines, so it is what it is. But regardless, what you're going to get is probably a document that is already sized for Happy Planner Classic size. For example, on my classic size budget, you're going to get a zip file that says classic size budget. You would need to unzip it, and then you'll see your folder pop up. You unzip it by double clicking. Click into the folder and you'll see all of the files that you get when you purchase this planner. You actually get 2 zip folders, one for classic and one for big, but we're talking about classic right now. Okay, so let's say you want to print the annual section. Double click on it and you're going to open it in the PDF viewer, whatever PDF viewer you use for your computer. And what you will notice right away is that I have set up this file to have cut marks in each corner. So these will print when you print out this page. But you want to make sure that this page prints at the correct size. Now, this is where I get a lot of questions. People ask me, do I need to have special sized paper? Do I need to cut my paper first? The answer is no. This is designed to print on standard size 8.5 by 11 paper. The image is going to be smaller. The image is going to be 7 by 9.25, and so you have to cut that image after you print it. 99% of digital printables are going to work the same way. Some of them may have a cut mark, some of them don't. That just depends on the person who made the file. But if it says designed for Happy Planner Classic or Happy Planner Classic size, that means it should print out at the correct image size, but it's going to print on a regular size paper. So how do you make sure that it prints the correct image size on your regular size paper? Very easy. Just when you go to print, in your print dialog box, there will be a section about sizing. This looks a little bit different depending on your printer and your computer. But what you're looking for is you want to either scale your printable to 100% or choose actual page size or actual fit size or actual size. The language is different depending on your printer and your computer. But in theory, what is happening is that your system is trying to automatically enlarge your image to fill the entire page, and you don't want that, because if that happens, it's going to be too large when you print it. So you need to tell the system, don't adjust my image, the image is correct, print it at 100%. That's what you're doing. So on my computer, I have scale, and I need to change this to 100%. The computer automatically pushed it up to 111% because they're trying to make it bigger. Okay, and we don't want that. So I just scaled it to 100%, which is the same as if you had a button here that said actual size, because actual size is 100%. So that's what you're going to choose, actual size or 100%. You do not want to scale up. Once you hit print, your page is going to print out on normal size paper, but the image is going to be 7 by 9.25, and then you trim it using your paper trimmer. You can use the cut marks to help you trim. I would always suggest doing your own measurements, but that is how that works. Okay, so let's talk about, what if you just find a freebie on Google, or somebody gives you a freebie and it's not designed for Happy Planner Classic, but you still want to put it on Happy Planner Classic. And I'll give you an example. So if you've been watching some of my videos, you know that I set up a faith and spiritual planner. And I talked about what interests me in faith planners. I won't get into all that today. I will say, or as a reminder, I'll tell you, I did say that I like to learn about the maps and the real life places that show up in the Bible and just kind of how they relate to the stories, like that appeals to me. So in my faith planner, I like to look for these reference guides and put them in my Happy Planner classic size faith planner. But these pages are not designed for Happy Planner Classic, right? The average person isn't out here designing pages for Happy Planner Classic. This is designed to print on a normal size paper at the normal size. So all I have to do to print it for my Happy Planner Classic is I need to shrink it because it's too large, right? So I downloaded this file into my downloads. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So now you see it in my PDF viewer, just like you saw the other file. And instead of printing this at 100%, I'm going to go File, Print. And notice it's at 100% because this is it's designed to print on 8.5 by 11 at the 8.5 by 11 size. So the computer is not trying to do any weird adjustments to it. Okay, but in this case, I want to adjust it because I wanted to print a little bit smaller than that. So the average percentage that you want to shrink it down to make it fit a Happy Planner Classic is anywhere between 80 and 83, 84%. So I usually use 83%, and you'll notice the image over here on the left, it shrunk down just a little bit. Now I would generally maybe print one page and, cut it and test it so that you can kind of get the right percentage for your printer or your computer. But I tend to be okay with 83%. Depending on the formatting of the page, sometimes I can go up to 84% or down to 82%. You just kind of need to work it around that area. But it's approximately 83%, and this will print so that I can cut it at 7 by 9.25 and not lose any of the image on my page. Right, so now all I would do is hit print. It would print out, and I would measure it on my trimmer and cut it and pop it right into my Happy Planner Classic. Okay, so that is it, you guys. Quite simple. You just have to get used to it. Make sure you make sure that your printer settings are set at actual size or 100%. If you bought a printable that is specifically designed for Happy Planner Classic, okay? If you are trying to print like an 8.5 by 11 and shrink that down, so you bought something that wasn't designed for Classic or you got something for free, then you just have to shrink it yourself. And you can shrink it to approximately between 80 to 84%, and that'll get it to Happy Planner Classic. I hope this was helpful. Thank you, guys. Keep watching the video because the video continues after this. Okay, so hopefully I paused enough time to put that walkthrough in. Let's talk about printing stickers. So when you are ready to start printing your stickers, there are a couple of ways you can print them. The first way and the easiest way is to simply buy some sticker paper. You don't have to buy the most expensive. Print on your regular computer, regular size paper. Design your box, make an image, whatever, print it. This is on sticker paper, and just hand cut it, right? This is not pre-cut on any type of Cricut. This is just print it on my regular inkjet, and when I'm ready to use these boxes, I'm just gonna cut them out, and then I will peel them. And what I mean by that, I'll just show you really quick because it's super easy. And I'm not the best cutter in the world, but that's okay. Things don't have to be perfect in my world, right? So I would just cut these out manually. A lot of people will call this fussy cutting. Wow, my scissors really need to be cleaned. Okay, so I've cut out my sticker, and then I would just take the edge and peel it up. Pull it up here so I can see it. Right, and then peel it off, and I have a sticker. Simple as that. You don't need anything special to print and cut stickers. That's why I wanted to show you this, other than sticker paper. I think this particular paper, I think I may have paid about $6 or $7 for 50 sheets on Amazon. Okay, if you do have something like a Cricut or a Cricut Joy, you can do what's called kiss cutting your stickers. And that means when you print your sticker on sticker paper, the Cricut Joy will cut around your sticker for you. And when you pull it up, it'll look like those stickers that you buy out the store. You'll have your backing still here, and you just pull up your sticker and use it, just like if you were to buy a sticker book. And this is what you get when you cut with like a Cricut or a Cricut Joy. But that's not required. If you don't have that, you can print this same exact sticker, just like I did with that box, and just trim it out around it with scissors, if that's what you want to do. I will say I have both a Cricut Maker and a Cricut Joy Extra. I love my Cricut Joy Extra. It's smaller, it's lighter, it's portable, it's easy to use, and I pretty much only make stickers on it. I think I spent about $120 to $140 on it, and it has been well worth it. I'll link that down below too if you're interested. But I primarily use it only for stickers. Okay, so sticker paper is what you need to make stickers, and a printer. That's pretty much it. If you want to use a Cricut Joy or Cricut Joy Extra, you can do that as well. I generally have two types of sticker paper: white sticker paper and transparent sticker paper. So this is an example of transparent sticker paper. Process is the same. You can print on this, cut it out by hand, or you can use your Cricut to do a kiss cut. And the big difference is that this is transparent instead of on white. So if I pull this up, as you can see, this is a transparent sticker. I love this sticker paper. This is the Mako brand matte sticker paper. I like matte stickers in my planner, so this gives me that look, that matte look. And it's beautiful actually in your planner. So if you're interested in a high quality matte sticker paper, I will link this as well. But for my printables for stickers, I usually keep a white sticker paper, not vinyl, just plain white sticker paper, and a matte transparent sticker paper. This is just another example of printing on the matte transparent. I printed some quotes and I cut them on my Cricut. All right, so finally I will point out that even if you don't have sticker paper, you can print images and use your tape runner and put them into your planner. These images are just printed on regular copy paper. I use 32-pound HP Premium White. These are not stickers. This is just on regular printer paper. And I printed this by accident, actually, because I was trying to print on sticker paper. And then I was like, oh, I didn't put my sticker paper in. But it looked so good, I decided to keep it. And I'm just going to cut these out with my scissors, use my tape runner, and use these images in my planner. You know, you don't have to print on sticker paper if you don't want to. You can print on your regular paper. So that is it for printables and printing stickers. The way I will end this video is just summarize what you need to print planner inserts and what tools and resources you need to print stickers. For planner inserts, guys, you are going to have a trimmer. This is non-negotiable. You don't have to have this trimmer, but you need to have a trimmer. Trimmers can cost you anywhere from $5 on Amazon up to $40, depends on what you want to spend. This one is a We Are Memory Makers. I think it's about $20. I like it because it has the full 12 inches. And I do some paper crafting, so this is also a Scoreboard. You do not need this one. You can also get just the regular paper trimmers from Amazon for $5 or $6. But whatever you do, you need to have a paper trimmer. That is a non-negotiable. If you are going to print planner inserts, you need to have a way to punch your inserts. Okay, there's a couple of different options. You can use the Happy Planner punch. It allows you to punch a couple pages at a time. These are always on discount for about $20. You can use a non-Happy Planner punch, such as the Arc or the Levenger. These cost about $25 to $30. I don't ever really see them on discount unless Amazon puts it on discount. And you can print 7, 8, 9 pages. I mean, you can punch 7, 8, 9 pages at a time. So that is a huge time savings. You can also use the handheld We Are Memory Keepers punch. This is used more for like thicker materials like chipboard or laminated covers, all type of materials. This is not necessary, if you want me to be honest with you. Unless you really get into making your own planners and covers, you probably don't need this. But that being said, I wouldn't take this little tool for anything in the world. Because when I'm decorating, when I cover up my punch holes, it's so easy to go in and just repunch them with this single punch. So if you want to spend a little bit more money to add to your collection, add this. But if you're just now getting started, just make sure you have one of these, right? But you can catch this for about $20 on Amazon as well. So that is what you need to print and punch your own inserts. Now, what tools do you need to make stickers? You don't need very many tools to make stickers. You need sticker paper, pretty much, and a printer. So get your sticker paper and print whatever, find the images you want and print them. And if you don't want to use sticker paper, you can do it on regular paper and use double-sided tape or a tape runner to stick those down as well. So that is about it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great year planning. Look forward to the next video. Thanks.